All right, we just wrapped up talking with the Badger players and coaches here at Camp Randall Stadium. My name is Colton Bartholomew, UW football beat reporter here for the Wisconsin State Journal with columnist Jim Polzine, and we're going to give you a quick update of what we heard today and give you a quick look at Eastern Michigan. So, Jim, one of the things I think was kind of apparent today talking to the guys about wrapping up that Penn State loss on Saturday was they feel like they kind of gave it away. They kind of feel like with the red zone turnovers and some of the issues that they had, they kind of felt like they left that one out there and probably should have come away with the win. And it's hard to really disagree with that. I kind of agree with them in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, you could even tell it the other day after the game that Paul Chryst had said something in the locker room about that they had played two opponents that day, Penn State and themselves. Because a couple players said it in the post game, and that's usually a sign that the coach has said it, and they're just kind of echoing what they said. And it came up again today, right? And he's right. I mean, they self-inflicted wounds were the story of that game. They weren't. It wasn't a great performance by any means, but it should have been a victory had they avoided some of the simple things, the fumbles, some penalties. Graham Mertz obviously not playing well, so there's a lot of things that they'd like to have back, but unfortunately for them, you don't get it back.
Right, and the thing is, when you talk about the defense, they played extremely well in the first half, really shut down Penn State's offense, less than 50 total yards at halftime, and then Penn State came out with about 250 in the second half. So it was kind of one of those a couple plays here or there type of games, but that's what's going to be in the Big Ten, especially against some of these ranked teams. So I think they got a pretty good perspective about that game. And as we move forward, looking at Eastern Michigan here, it's a difficult challenge because they're playing two quarterbacks right now. Preston Hutchinson's their returner, is a dual threat guy, can move around quite well and throws the deep ball really well. But then they also brought in Ben Bryant, a guy that was originally committed here to Wisconsin. We'll get into that this week on madison.com, but ended up at Cincinnati, and now he's at Eastern Michigan. A little bit more of a pocket passer, but probably the better quarterback overall between the two. And Eastern Michigan's kind of in this quarterback battle where they're letting them get the game reps, and then they'll decide who's going to start the rest of the way. And that's a difficult thing to get ready for as a defense, because one drive you're going to be trying to contain a quarterback who likes to move around a bunch. And the next one you're getting after a guy who's a little more stationary, and the paths change, your pass rushes, your blitzes change. It's going to be a big test, not just talent-wise, but I think just scheme-wise for this defense.
Yeah, another up-tempo team, which they experienced a little bit with Penn State last week, where Penn State was getting up to the line of scrimmage quickly, wanted to run plays, with tempo. So Eastern Michigan's going to show some of that too. Eastern Michigan, take this for what it's worth, has never beaten a top 25 team. However, has beaten three Big Ten teams recently. 17 they won at Rutgers, close game. 18 they won at Purdue, a really close game, and 19 they won at Illinois in another close game. So I think within the program there's probably a feeling that they can go in and play a Big Ten team tough. I know this is a little bit different. This is a ranked Wisconsin team, but I don't think this is not going to be a team that comes in here overwhelmed, certainly.
For sure. Make sure you're on madison.com all week, keeping up with our analysis and our coverage of the Badger football team, getting ready for Saturday's game against Eastern Michigan. You can sign up for 6 months for $1 right now at madison.com, so check it out.